Miss Elms here. So today we're going to be learning about fractions. We're going to be identifying and we're going to be drawing fractions. So if you're in my class, grab your computer, and if you're not, grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Let's go. Fractions Day 1. Identifying and drawing fractions. So we're going to be using Google Slides today. So if you're a part of my class, you're going to go to Google Classroom after you watch this video, and you are going to be using Google Slides. So in one of our assignments, it's called Fractions Day 1, and you'll be able to go along with this and answer some of the problems that we're doing today. And if not, you can create your own worksheet to go with this, or you can follow the link below. So we're going to start off today with a would you rather. Would you rather have one whole cookie or two halves of a cookie? Why? So you can share with someone at home, and if there's no one around right now, you can just share with yourself. I would rather have, and you need to say because we explain our thinking. What is a fraction? A fraction is an equal part of a whole. 1 out of 5 is shaded in this picture right here. There are 5 equal parts and 1 is shaded in. Then there's 3/8. There are 3 equal parts shaded in out of the 8, and there are 3 equal parts out of the 4. And if you're like, what are equal parts? That means that in that fraction, those parts are all the same size. Fractions need to be divided into equal parts or same size parts. If the parts are not equal, then it's not a fraction. So a fraction has 2 parts. The numerator, which is the number on the top in a fraction. This shows the number of parts you have out of the whole. So there are 2 parts shaded in out of the 5 parts.
Miss Fouch jumping in here. The second part of a fraction is called the denominator. This is the bottom part of a fraction. It shows how many equal parts the whole has been divided into. So 2 parts are shaded, but you have 5 parts in all.
So today the problem we're working on is renovating the playground. Renovate means to redo or to improve. So what is one way you could renovate our playground if you could? How could you make it even better? So this is the time when you turn and talk to someone next to you, or you can just share with yourself. I would renovate the school by because, and you need to explain why. So before we dive into this problem more, I'm going to teach you a new word, partition. Say that with me. Partition. Partition means to divide into equal parts. Fractions need to be divided or partitioned into equal parts. And we said this before, if the parts are not equal, then it's not a fraction. So going back to our renovation of the playground, the school decided to partition the playground into 2 equal parts. Remember, partition means to divide into equal parts. So your job is to think, how could we partition or divide this rectangle into 2 equal parts? This is where you're turning and talking, or you're saying it to yourself out loud. I could partition the playground by, and this is where in Google Slides, if you're a part of my classroom, you're going to go to that assignment and you're going to show 2 different ways that we could partition the school's playground into 2 equal parts. Remember, partition means to divide into equal parts. Now we're going to identify fractions. That means we're going to figure out which ones we're looking for. So which of the pictures show half of the playground is grass? That means 1 out of 2 equal parts is grass. So tip, fractions need to have equal parts. So this is where if you're in my class on Google Classroom, you're going to go and you're going to circle which designs have equal parts. 1 out of the 2 parts is colored in. Unit fraction. A unit fraction is a fraction where the numerator or the top number is 1. So if I'm asking, what is the unit fraction? You should go, oh, a unit fraction. The numerator or the top number is 1. So even if the fraction is showing 2 out of 6 or 7 out of 20, if you're finding the unit fraction, you're finding a fraction where the top number or the numerator is 1, and then the bottom number is the total number of parts. So great mathematicians reason abstractly and quantitatively. They think about fractions as numbers, and they think about fractions as visuals or pictures or even words. So 1/4 is how we show it in words. 1 out of 4 equal parts is how we show it with pictures, or 1/4 as the fraction. So let's practice identifying unit fractions. So I want you to think, how many parts are shaded or colored in? If you said 1, you are correct. Now I want you to think, how many equal parts are there in all or in total? If you said 9, you are correct. So now, let's think, what is our unit fraction? If you said 1/9 or 1/9, you are correct. Let's do one more. So, how many parts are shaded in or colored in? If you said 1, you are correct. How many equal parts are there in all? So how many parts? If you said 6, you are correct. So what is our unit fraction? If you said 1/6, you are correct. And there's a little Google Classroom symbol up in the right corner. That means there's more practice in Google Classroom under our assignment for you to practice showing that you know what a unit fraction is. Let's review. A fraction is an equal part of a whole. Tip: fractions need to be divided into equal parts. If the parts are not equal, then it's not a fraction. All right, here's some good websites to continue your math learning. iReady Math if you're in my class, Extra Math, Khan Academy, ABC Yeah, and Prodigy. Now let's show what you know about fractions. And if you're still unsure, you can rewatch this video. I hope you enjoyed learning about fractions. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment or contact me for your comments or concerns.